Oh, a second, please, Mr. Suski. Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Pretty good. Yeah. How's your
How's your
weekend?
day?
My
Mm,
weekend? Yeah, my weekend is kind of a cloudy, rainy now. Well, it's not raining now, but it was raining yesterday or this morning. So I
it's
think it's going
raining
to
for
clear
us.
up. It'll be nice tomorrow, maybe. But today is cold. It's actually cold here. Cold.
We, I don't think that we have that much cold. Yeah, we have 8 degrees right now.
Oh, yeah, that's not so warm. That's cool too. No, cool weather. No.
And how are you doing?
Pretty good. Not too bad. Yeah, everything seems to be a pretty routine weekend, I guess, for me. Yeah, everything's about the same.
Perfect.
Nothing's different here. About the same. Nothing changes around here so much. It's a country area, right? So the only thing that's changing now is the grass is turning green.
Oh,
Everything's turning green. Other than that, nothing's really changing. So yeah, yeah.
yeah.
There are a lot of farmers around here. I see a lot of people, tractors driving around. I think the tractors they're
Oh,
getting ready to maybe plant their
could be
crops.
because summer is coming.
Yeah, they do it in May usually, but maybe they're just trying to figure out what to do. I see these tractors driving around, so they're
Yeah.
huge, man. The tractors they're just huge tractors. They're I mean how
Oh,
big they are. It's amazing how big they are. They're huge tractors.
are there so many farmers out there?
Yeah, lots of farms. It's all this area is all farms, all farming all over
Oh,
here. Cornfield. They plant a lot of corn here. Lots of
okay.
cornfields. Yeah. So they have these huge tractors. They're unbelievably big. Yeah. I
Yeah.
see them driving by. There's huge. So I guess they have to have big tractors to pull the machines. They have a lot of stuff they have to pull, like big for planting or whatever they're doing. I don't know. I'm not a farmer, but they're pulling a lot of stuff behind their like trailers and plows and whatever they spray stuff on their crops and they have to
Yeah.
turn the soil over. They like turn the soil over. I don't know what they call that. Not a plow, kind of a cultivator. It digs the soil up, but it's huge, big thing. They
I,
drag it
I,
behind drag it behind the tractor. Uh, yeah. Otherwise, everything's
hard
pretty
to
much
be
the
a
same.
farmer.
What's that?
It's hard to be a farmer.
Yeah, the hardest thing about being a farmer is, especially if you have cows, you have to do it every day. Every day, you never have a break unless you have kids that can help you, or you have some people hired to help you on your farm because a dairy farmer, they have to farm every day. You're milking cows
Yeah.
constantly here, so it's a pretty hard job. Yeah, my uncle had a farm. My grandfather had a
Oh,
farm. I worked on their farm when I was a kid. When I was in high school, elementary school, high school, I helped them on the farm.
are they big enough?
The farm.
Yeah.
Well, now the farms are sold because my uncle died and my grandfather died, so they sold their farms. Actually, my uncle bought my grandfather's farm, and then he died when I was 16, I think. Only 15, 16 years
Uh,
old. Then they sold it. They got their family sold the farm to another person. So, but yeah, they were pretty big farms. Yeah, a lot of cows and all kinds of all machinery and everything. It was a pretty big farm.
I understand.
Uh, uh, well, there are farms there, right? People farm there.
Yeah.
Different kinds of farms, maybe grow all kinds of crops, right? Here it's mainly corn
Corn.
and wheat and oats. Uh, Apples, they're like apple orchards here.
Hmm.
But that's about it, I think. Nothing really. It's mainly corn, corn and wheat, soybeans,
Then, uh, our currents are expensive out there.
corn.
Yeah.
I know this corn is different kind of corn. It's not the corn you eat. It's a corn
Oh,
to feed like animals and stuff. I think it's not corn
I
for
understand.
people. They have corn for people. Yeah, in the summertime there are a lot of people. They have a garden or whatever. They grow a lot of stuff. They sell their corn. You can buy it really cheap. In the summer, all the vegetables are really cheap here because a lot of people have gardens. They sell it really cheap. Some of them give it away. They give away this stuff. I have a neighbor that gives me. I have a garden and I can't eat everything.
Oh,
I grow tomatoes and onions and I don't grow any corn, but I have a neighbor that grows a lot. He has a lot of corn. So impossible to eat it all. But it only grows in the summertime, right? It never grows in the winter.
yeah.
Nothing grows in the winter. No, nothing. It's just covered with snow and ice. Yeah.
It's hard.
You ever spend any time on a farm? You ever go on a farm?
In a farm. Actually, my grandfather had a farm. Actually, it's not that much. Like there's some sheep set there, but and some cows, but it's not that much big.
Is that near where you live, or nearby, or?
Not right now, actually.
Oh, always in the past. You mean before?
Yeah.
Yeah, there aren't too many farms anymore. There used to be lots of farms, small farms here too.
Yeah.
Family farms, but no, we don't have any of those anymore, hardly. There's big farms now. We have Amish people here. You know Amish? Have you ever heard of Amish people? Amish?
No, actually.
They're kind of interesting culture. Here, I'll show you a picture. Amish. They live like back in the past.
Oh.
Yeah, they grow their own. They make their own clothes. They grow everything themselves. They're basically farmers too. They make stuff too. They make all kinds of things. And here, I'll show you some pictures. Amish. Can you see them?
Yeah.
They look like it's from like 100 years ago, right?
Yeah, actually.
That's actually today.
Oh.
Yeah. They make their own clothes. They use horses and wagons. Horses and wagons.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're originally from they came to the U.S. from, I think, from Switzerland and Germany.
Oh.
200 years ago.
200 years.
Yeah, and they build their own barns and stuff, but they live like in the past. They make their own clothes, hats. They make all this stuff. They build their own barns. They plow with the horses. They plow with the horses.
Interesting, actually.
They grow all their own food.
Why is some people want to be like that?
It's their culture. They're Amish. They've been like that for 200 years. They haven't changed. They have no electricity. They don't use electricity.
They don't use any phones?
No phones, no electricity. They
Are
have
they
their own school.
laddering or using birds for as like phone?
I'm sorry, using what?
Are they using ladders or birds as phone?
Birds?
Yeah.
No. They have community. They communicate with each other when they meet in person.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't have any phones. They don't use electricity. They're they're in the north part of the U.S., Pennsylvania, Minnesota.
It should be hard, actually, I think.
Yeah, Amish village. Yeah, I think about 200 years old. They're about 200 years. Originally from, I think, Switzerland. Maybe I can find a story here we can read here. Wait. Oh, here we go. I think it's really interesting because it's like living in the past, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've been in the past for so long. Can you see the picture?
No, actually.
You can't see it? No, the story. You can't read the story on your screen?
Yeah, actually, it's okay right now.
So there's the story, the Amish people. I'll make it a little bigger. I'll make it a little bigger. Right. Oh, I can't. Sometimes it just doesn't go bigger. I don't know why.
And what is the Anabaptist?
Anabaptist. It's the kind of religion.
Oh.
Like the Christian religion, like Bible, they're Christian. They're from Switzerland and Germany. Oh, here it says right here, yeah, Swiss-German movement.
Swiss-German movement.
17th century, from the 17th century. So, and they moved to North America, to these states: Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Minnesota. Traditional Antabaptist. So this is the Christian community. They're like they read the Bible. They're pretty religious with the Bible. They follow the Bible, but they also have their own. They don't believe in modern life.
Oh,
Should be everything should be simple. Well, here it says right here, Cohen believes Anabaptists practice adult baptism around 17. So they're become a Christian when they're 17 years old.
Oh.
Baptized. Separation from the world. They don't live. They live on their own. They live with their own technology, rules of technology. So some of them use electricity. Some of them don't use electricity. It depends on the their group.
Interesting, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, and their accent is kind of like German Swiss too. They have kind of an accent. There's some Amish near here. They live near here too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they popular at US?
Well, here it says there are 400,000 people, 411,000 members.
Oh.
So like
So
half a million people. But they live separate, their farms are kind of close together. You have like groups of them in here and there, and they do communicate with each other, but I think they write letters. I think they do everything by letters. Like you write a letter if they want to communicate.
Interesting, actually.
So lifestyle rules on technology vary by congregation, affiliation, but not restricted. Many restrict grid electricity, cars, televisions. You keep the home as the center of life. Work and family. Agriculture and skilled trades are common. So they're like carpenters.
Oh.
They're carpenters, they're farmers.
Interesting, actually. Interesting lifestyle.
Yeah, they're kind of like living on their own, like living in the past. So here they're called Pennsylvania Dutch. So that's that kind of an accent they have. High German. So they speak German in the church. They use German. English learned in school and used for commerce outside the world. Otherwise, they speak German, but they use English to talk to people outside. Dress code: modesty, simplicity, clothes plain to avoid vanity and pride. Men wear suspenders, broad brim hats, straight cut coats. Married men grow beards, but not mustaches. Women wear long, simple dresses, often blue or black, aprons and prayer caps and bonnets. Hair is never cut.
Oh.
Concentration: nearly 2/3 of the population live in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Indiana. Community is rapidly growing. 680 settlements across 32 states, Canada, and Bolivia. They're even in Bolivia. Oh, I didn't know that. In South America. Photography. Amish people generally prohibit photography of themselves, as it represents vanity and graven images. Transportation: horse and buggy is a typical mode of transport. Education: the typical end formal education after 8th grade. No more schooling. They can leave if they want to, though. They don't have to stay Amish. They're free to go. Anybody's free to go. They're not forced to stay. And then if they want to go back, they can go back. But you can't join them. You can't become Amish. You have to be born in the group. But I know some people that left. They left. Actually, a friend of mine, his wife, when he married his wife, his father-in-law was Amish, but he left, and he actually ended up working for NASA.
Oh, it's interesting.
So this is when they started, 1693, under the leadership of Jacob Ammon, the faith of the humility, communication, separation from the world. That's their belief. 16th century.
It's so long time, actually.
Technology in Ornuk. Ornuk is German. Isn't that German? Ornuk. Each written code called Ornuk. Restriction of technology.
It should be hard because they don't use any technologies on their daily life.
Yeah.
What are these kids doing out there?
When they grow up, they work on the farm. They're basically farmers. Farmers, and they build stuff. They're carpenters. They make some iron work for the horses. They make the leather straps. They make everything, because you can't buy, like these harnesses, see these harnesses?
Yeah.
You can't buy those anywhere. They make all this stuff. These buggies, all these buggies, they make this stuff. They make everything. They build their own houses. They build their own barns. They get together as a group and they build a barn together. See how many people are working on this barn? They're all working together on the barn. They build the wagon. They make all this stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. I guess no Amish there in Turkey, right?
Yeah, we don't have any.
They're from Switzerland too, and Germany, but I don't think there's any Amish in Switzerland or Germany anymore either, but they're from Switzerland, Switzerland is a pretty advanced country.
Yeah. Even like the Germany have so many technologies that they're using right now.
Yeah, so it's interesting that they moved to the United States and they don't follow the technology. Here's an Amish. She's got a bicycle. It's kind of strange. Usually don't have bicycles. They ride their bicycles.
Let's go.
Yeah. Amish. The Peace Barn. Yeah. The barn raising.
It must be boring.
It's what?
It must be
boring lifestyle?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. They live with they're always talking to people. They have their family and their community. They always talk with each other. So I don't know. They're always busy working. Farming is hard, like you said, hard work, right? You can't ever, if you're a farmer, you're working all the time, growing stuff and farming and spending all your time, and they have animals. They have cows and chickens and all that stuff. So they're taking care of their animals. And they grow a lot of it. They sell vegetables. They grow them and they sell them. You can buy vegetables. They butcher, like if you want to buy chicken, they raise chickens, right? So if you want to buy chickens, they butcher them for you. They butcher the chicken and give you the chicken, clean it up, fresh chicken. They raise chicken. Yeah, you can buy. Organic, right? It's all organic. They no chemicals in the food. Organic chicken. My friend of mine always goes to because they're about 30 minutes. I think 30 minutes from where I live. There's a group of Amish.
Oh.
In a town near here, and then
is it
a friend of mine always goes there to buy vegetables and chicken and meat and everything. He buys it from them because he likes their food. Because it's basically organic.
They have to be healthy.
Yeah, the food's all organic. So Yeah. I don't know. Kind of interesting lifestyle. It's like
Yeah,
they're kind of like separated. You know, they make everything. It's like it's hard to imagine that actually somebody can actually live like that in this world today because
yeah, actually, because like every old people is even using phones and the other kinds of stuffs.
right. Yeah.
Like
Are there any
they
old groups there, Turkish groups or groups there in the part of
um
Turkey that has like old lifestyle? No.
actually Turkey don't have something like that. Like because of every human is every people in here is trying to get something technology.
No. Yeah. Some people want to get away from technology. Maybe they'd like to live like the Amish people. He's like tired of smartphones and technology and all this stuff all the time, being bombarded by social media and messages, and they want to. I don't know. Some people try to go and get away from it, but it's hard because if you have a job, you're working somewhere, you have to have a phone to talk to
Yeah,
people that you're working with, and the internet and whatever. Pretty hard to live without it.
if you don't have any phone, what are you going to do in your free time?
Well, you could do. There's stuff you can do. You can exercise. You can paint. You could be a
Yeah, but
painter. You could do art. You could
they are even so boring
read a
for
book. You could read a book.
they're still boring. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Go fishing.
Fishing. Fishing could be is cool. It's enjoyable, but like are they doing their fishing routes by themselves?
Yeah,
Themselves?
they go fishing. Amish people go fishing. That's for food, right? They need food.
Yeah.
They can get food. They don't use a technology when they're fishing. They just use your simple fishing pole probably. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, I think they go fishing. I've never seen any Amish fishing though, but they probably do go fishing.
I've never think that some peoples are living like that.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Like
There's a
me.
movie.
Oh,
There's a movie that was made about 30 years ago with Harrison Ford, the actor Harrison Ford. He's a pretty famous actor, and in the movie he plays a police detective, and the story is about a small Amish. The Amish, they go to a town, a big city, to buy something or visit someone. Anyway, the little boy, he's a witness to a murder,
oh,
and Harrison Ford is the police detective. He's supposed to help protect him, so he dresses up like an Amish person. It's it's acting, right? They're not real Amish people because they wouldn't allow the movie, but they kind of give you some insight or a kind of idea of what Amish life is like in that movie. It's called the name of that movie is Witness. It's an old
okay.
movie, but it has that you get the the idea of what it's like to be Amish. You know, they're
It should
as
be
without
hard.
actually going without actually living with Amish people, you can get an idea. I don't know how that works. There are different kinds of groups. Some of the Amish groups are more modern. They use more modern convenience. They're called Mennonite. The Mennonites are more upgraded or newer. I guess they use technology and they dress with regular clothes. They don't make their own clothes. And they're called Mennonite, but they're
Man.
originally from Amish, I think. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a group. It's amazing that they lasted this long in the world of modern technology. They could live like that long. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I always so they have they sell food and they sell stuff. So I think it's, if somebody from another country visits the United States and they want to see something different, I always tell them, oh, you should go to the Amish community and see if you can buy some food from them, and you can meet the Amish people. They're riding horses, or not riding the horses. They have wagons with the horses. I don't think they actually ride the horses. They just have wagons. They pull the wagons, and they grow vegetables and food and stuff. You could go to you can buy the food from them, and get an idea of what Amish life is like in the United States. Because I think in the United States, people don't think there'd be such a group, you know, mostly pretty modern in the United States.
Yeah.
But there is.
But it's still hard to believe that there's peoples like that still.
There are tribes here too, you know, tribes, Native American tribes. If you go west, they're all over the United States. They're reservations, and especially out west. They have tribes, and they follow some of the old culture from their tribe. Like they dress, but sometimes it's only for, like, they market it, they sell stuff too, you know. So, but they do where you can buy things from their tribe. But it's kind of an interesting lifestyle too, in a way. They're more modern now. The Native Americans, they're not really living like they did like 200 years ago.
They should be, actually, because like life changes humans.
Yeah. Well, they're tribes, so the tribes have their own reservation, right? There are lots of tribes in the U.S. You know about the tribes?
I've heard them, but I've never searched for them.
Yeah. They're all over the United States.
Ah, really?
Yeah, everywhere. And they dress up in some of their old, they have, here. They're different parts of the United States. Native tribes.
Interesting.
So they still sell. They have festivals and they sell things. There are tribes all over the U.S. This is a map of the tribes, different tribes. Canada too. Canada has tribes.
Ah.
Yeah. Native American tribes. Sometimes I can't make this bigger. It's kind of, I don't understand why. Like it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. So there are 574 federally recognized Native tribes in Alaska and in the U.S. 574 tribes.
It's so much for...
Cherokee, Navajo, Sioux. Those are some of the tribes. Yeah. Largest tribe is Cherokee, Navajo, Choctaw, Blackfeet, Sioux, Apache. California, Alaska, Oklahoma, down in the South especially. California tribes, Plain tribes, Cheyenne, Sioux. So they have their own land, right? Reservation?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah. These are the... This is the
tribes.
Oh, this is a map. This is showing the map where they are. Different tribes.